the great nothingness of Thea, and the children of Tharuum and Irofondi. All is Thea, and Thea is all. That is how it began. In Thea dwells Tharuum, the void, who is nothing in everything, and Irofondi, called Firi Fodor, the first father. Long did Irofondi linger within Tharuum before time and all reality had begun, until Irofondi grew lonely from the great nothing of Tharuum and the everything of Thea. In this great loneliness, Irofondi opened his 5 eyes to birth his children. First opened was Dokthal, the tongue of darkness, known later as Melkathesh. Second born was Nilgamor, the screaming silence, spawned from the silence of eons without form or reality. Third born was Vlathgish, the eternal watcher whose eyes carried the unsundered essence of Thea, for Tharuum had no part in the birth of Vlathgish. Fourth born was Serqui, the lonely whisperer, birthed from the great loneliness of Tharuum. Fifth born was Siege Kerex, the writhing abyss, the last child of Tharuum and Irofondi. From Irofondi, Onyx Eyes came from the elder Sanguimal, the children of Irofondi, and for many ages Irofondi was no longer lonely, and did rejoice in speaking with those he had birthed. All but Vlathgish, whose tongue stayed still, for he and Thea were in one spirit. So did the speech of the ones that were first mingle in all that was before. The building of Skjoltheim, and the 7 Bayern. All spoke in different tongues of possibilities of all that was before Thea, and will be after. The words of the first ones built up stone by stone until the great fortress of Skjoltheim came into being. A magnificent stronghold with the great Stygian ramparts that would shield all from the vastness of Thea. For all of Thea's children feared his nihility. There were ages where the first ones disagreed with one another, and their words smashed together and broke down the great ramparts of Skjoltheim, and ages where together, in agreement, they rebuilt which they had destroyed. After eons of non-corporeal debate, Skjoltheim was complete, for it was blacker than the darkest night and the same color of the cloak of Thea, so that Thea could never find it. Save from the nihility of Thea, Irofondi and the elder Sanguimal began to debate once more. 2 more realms were created. Dwelling within the protective walls of Skjoltheim was Adis formed, a land of immeasurable beauty, not yet touched by time. But Adis was cold, a frozen landscape, still as winter's breath. In the blue and unfathomably deep ice, Irofondi placed the Bayern. These were Uxie, the Horned One, Sunra with 2 wolf heads and 30 pale arms, Magogi, whose skin was frosted sapphire, Sketum, with his icy smile, Mithli with her white skin, Gita the Grey, and lastly, Kuvemu, the One-Eyed. It is prophesied that when the sins of mortals outweigh the sins of the gods, shall Tilveron and Thayon birth Ayendir, and all that was created shall be born once again. With the coming of Ayendir, the second sun will appear in the sky, and the moon will break in 2. Then the northern ice will fall, and the 7 Bayern shall be released. Whether they shall herald the dawn of peace or destruction, only the gods know.